First tonight, team coverage of a Pinpoint Weather 12 alert. The snow has moved out, but it's getting colder, so the race is on to clean up the heavy wet slush on the roads, sidewalks, and driveways before it freezes up.
We are still seeing some lingering impacts from this storm. Take a look at this video of a damaged state police cruiser on Route 6 East in Johnston earlier this afternoon. This crash happened around 3:30. We did reach out to state police for more information, but so far we haven't heard back just yet.
In the meantime, the tractor-trailer ban has been lifted on state roadways. Cities are also lifting their parking bans. Providence has already. Pawtucket is lifting theirs in about an hour. Rhode Island Energy reports a few hundred customers without power, most in Washington County. They say they're working to get those people's power back on.
And Tony and a team of our reporters have you covered tonight. We start with 12 News reporter Sheena Losciuto live in the traditional jackpot zone in the northwest part of the state. Sheena.
We're live here in Scituate tonight. The snow piles were getting taller and taller today as crews tried to keep up with Mother Nature. It's not a contest.
Very heavy snow.
But since we're keeping track, the people of Foster are pretty sure they would take home the prize for the most snow.
I just cleaned the truck off and it had to be 10, 12 inches. You know, it's really deep and it's heavy.
We probably have about 10 inches of snow. We have a table in our backyard that I like to measure off of.
Northern Rhode Island covered in white everywhere you look Tuesday, especially the roads. Breaking News 1 capturing a glimpse of what drivers were up against in Gloucester. And that's where we captured plenty of plows and tree crews standing by, ready to clean up any damage. In Smithfield, the snow was falling hard at Waterman Lake, covering everything in white from trees to benches. And of course, we know this area is no stranger to heavy snowfalls. However, we did notice today some businesses decided to stay closed. Reporting live in Scituate tonight, I'm Sheena Losciuto, 12 News.
And here's a look at workers shoveling and snow blowing outside Cranston High School East this afternoon. As of right now, we don't have any delays or cancellations in our system. We know Warwick schools have confirmed they will be open tomorrow.
As for what kids and parents can expect tomorrow morning, here's Chief Meteorologist Tony Petracco with a first look at the forecast. All right, Tony, what's next?
Gotcha. Well, waking up actually to bright sunshine for tomorrow. Cold temperatures, so certainly wet surfaces and slushy areas, and there's plenty of that this evening. Freezing up, so a little black ice underneath the snow, so be mindful of that. Storm system itself certainly intensifying rapidly today and it's moving off the coastline right now. South and east, well south and east of Cape Cod right now, taking with it that steady, heavy shield of snow at times coming down at the rate of an inch per hour. On the back side of it, you got a couple of flurries out towards Connecticut, but basically it is dry. Looking at the intersection of 101 and 102 in North Scituate down to bare pavement, but wet and slushy, and again falling temperatures, so watch for areas of black ice. The northwest part of the state certainly overachieving as far as the snowfall amounts, anywhere from 8 to 10 inches in that locale, and statewide the range was between 4 and 10 inches of snow. It's incredible. The smallest state in the country, you can have that kind of a range. Downtown Providence, you can see breezy, dry in terms of no precipitation. The roads are certainly wet and slushy, but in this particular picture here, it's actually down to a bare pavement. So how much? Foster, Gloucester, Burrillville, anywhere from 8 to 10. At the airport in Warwick, 6. That puts the seasonal total to 17 inches of snow this season in Warwick. North Providence, 5. New Bedford at 4.2. Looking at 6 in Somerset, Rehoboth, and Smithfield. Portsmouth at 4. Bristol 3.9. We can probably call that 4 inches. So for this evening, basically dry other than maybe a flurry with gradual clearing, gusty and colder. Just watch for icy conditions, obviously, as temperatures fall below freezing. Sunshine returns tomorrow. Full forecast coming up in a little bit.
Tony, thank you. Well, here's something we usually don't see. One side of the Washington Bridge snow covered while the other side is wet down to pavement. Of course, this is thanks to the westbound side being closed for 2 whole months and counting. And here's a live look at 195 west heading toward the bridge. Also something we don't usually see, which is it free of traffic during rush hour. Of course, a lot of people stayed home because of the snowstorm. In Providence itself, the city says they had to tow a couple hundred cars for violating the parking ban. 12 News reporter Alex Torres-Perez continues our team coverage live from the capital city now. Alex?
Well, Shannon, that parking ban has been lifted. It was lifted in the last hour, and most of the state actually shut down today because of the heavy snow. And while city crews were busy today clearing the roads and the sidewalks, well, others decided to put their responsibilities to the side just for the day in order to enjoy the snow.
A rare day off for many teachers and students in Rhode Island as snow fell for hours across the state. Many taking advantage, like teacher Katie Walk, who took her pup Easy to the dog park.
Just see them get some energy out instead of be laying on the couch all day.
Easy joined the pack of dogs chasing each other and playing catch in the snow, but some were focused on other things.
He loves the snow and clearly squirrels even more.
Across the city, people were building snowmen or having snowball fights, but it was not all fun and games. City crews had their shovels in hand clearing sidewalks while more than 100 trucks were out plowing the roads in the city of Providence. Just a few of the roughly 400 trucks operating across the state. RIDOT says they're working to keep roads passable and safe, many down to bare pavement with some slushy areas. A RIDOT spokesperson says they had no issues clearing snow from the Washington Bridge, but there were a couple of crashes involving tractor trailers not following travel restrictions on the highway. This restriction has since been lifted. RIDOT, along with Providence Mayor Brett Smiley, urging everyone to stay inside, which caused the capital city to appear like a ghost town as people stayed in and enjoyed the snow.
Nice to finally get a good snow this season because we had maybe 2 or 3 inches a month or so ago, but today it's a good snow.
Now, the mayor of Providence says if you have any issues with your roads or your sidewalks, to make sure to call 311. Reporting live in Providence, Alex Torres, 12 News.
All right, Alex, thank you. Take a look at this. This is some time-lapse video from Watuppa Pond in Westport showing the snow moving in overnight and picking up once the sun rose. Southeastern Massachusetts is also in cleanup mode tonight, and that's where we find 12 News reporter Jake Holter joining us live now from New Bedford with an update on conditions there. Hi, Jake.
Well, hi, Kim and Shannon. Yeah, it has stopped snowing here, which is good news, but you can see this giant pile of snow behind me in this grocery store parking lot as the plows were out almost non-stop today trying to clear that snow. Over in Fall River, folks lending a hand to their neighbor as they tried to make the most out of the snow day.
My work ended up canceling last minute last night, so it's nice to have the day off from work, but not really a day off.
Kyle Ray out shoveling his sidewalk this morning in what he anticipated to be the first of many runs. But he says his neighbors are always willing to lend a hand.
Luckily, we have a lot of good neighbors around here. Got a couple of neighbors who do their own little snow blowing competition to see who can snow blow most of the neighborhood for the neighbors and help out as much as they can. We're real fortunate for them.
You're never going to hear me complain about the snow at all, ever.
Just a few blocks over, Kirk Park's echoing that sentiment, saying it's nice to see people acting neighborly.
What I like about it is that we have some elderly, older folks that live on the street. And most of our neighbors, we go out and, take care of them after we take care of our property. So it's really like a community thing.
Park says he is team snowblower.
I'm 60 years old. I'm using this thing. I can't handle the shovel no more, so.
But now I think my wife can get in.
While just across the way, Brad Silva tackling the snow the old school way.
Last year, I don't even remember shoveling it all. And so, like I said, if this were like a powdery snow, it wouldn't be that bad at all, but this is pretty heavy stuff, so, it's going to be rough on the back. I'll feel it tomorrow.
And while the snow has stopped, it is important to stay vigilant if you plan on going out on the roads because they could still be slick. For now, reporting live in New Bedford, Jake Holter, 12 News.
Thank you, Jake. Taking a live look now at the AMP in downtown Providence. Tonight's game between the Friars and St. John's is still on. We've seen seen crews, that is, with shovels working to keep the steps and walkways clear all day. We'll have a preview of the matchup later in sports. And don't put your faith in the groundhog. Winter probably isn't done with us yet. So be sure to have the Pinpoint Weather 12 app on your phone. You can have weather alerts and the latest forecast wherever you go.